Steve Gamache here for another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. This time we have the Hatsukokoro VG5 Hayabusa Gyuto 210mm knife. The knives have 3 layers to them. The hardcore cutting edge steel is VG5 full stainless steel, and the heat treats on that probably about 5960 Rockwell. So it's a solid stainless steel. It's not high end, but it'll do the job nicely. It'll sharpen up really well. And, it's not going to hold fantastic edge retention, but it'll get very, very sharp, and it'll be easy to sharpen compared to a lot of kitchen steels that some people have in their kitchen. The cladding on these, on either side of the hardcore cutting edge steel, you've got a soft stainless cladding. It's got kind of your standard kind of vertical finish marks on the, from the knife grind and finishing. You've got acid etched kanji and VG5 on the right side of the blade as you'd be holding it. Left side of the blade's kind of just plain. And I don't know if you can catch this, but this thing is like super thin. Here's the cladding line. It's just hard to see, but if you look careful, it goes way up here on this, and the same thing on the right side, especially towards the tip. These are thin blades anyway, but that cladding line is like way up there. And so, these babies are like, especially the tip of this thing is just like wafer thin, and it's very thin at the edge. So these things are going to fly through food. It's not something you're going to take down some heavy duty product with because it's just too thin. But if you're looking for something that's going to be thin and laser quality, this is going to be a great knife for that. So let's take a look at the specs and dimensions. The weight and dimensions can vary a little bit. These are the ones with this Wenge style handle. Just a little bit of weight to it. So this one is 125 grams or 4.4 ounces. The edge length right about 210 millimeters or 8¼ inches, tip to the back of the heel. Overall length about 350 millimeters or 13.8 inches. As I mentioned, these are thin blades. I got about 1.8 millimeters thickness on the spine at the back, and then about 1.6 halfway down. And it does start to taper off a little bit there, but then that tip is skinny. And then these babies are like really skinny at the edge. The camera can't even hardly show how thin that is at the edge. So these babies are going to scream through food. Blade height's about 46 millimeters at the back. Kind of a medium width neck on it. And handle's slightly wider than that, but still got a pretty good spot for your finger there and a pinch grip. So you got pretty good clearance on a cutting board there. Balance point, these handles are fairly heavy, so the balance point's going to come back a little bit. There's your balance point. So it's going to be a little bit in front of that choil, which is the back of the blade, but it's definitely going to be behind a pinch grip. So it'll be a little handle heavy on the weight bias on a pinch grip style. If you racket grip, it'll be a little bit more neutral feeling, but if you pinch grip, it'll be a little more handle heavy. Handle is an octagonal Wenge, and it's fairly squarish, as you can kind of see. Wenge, which has a really nice finish and character to it. Everyone's going to be a little unique, a lot of figuring to the wood. And then a black buffalo horn ferrule, which is really nice, kind of high-end style handle. Nice fit and finish on those. Pretty good glue-up job on these where they go from the tang into the handle. Let's see, did the balance point. Let's do our beauty shot. So fit and finish is well done on these. They've got just enough relief on the spine edges here and the choil and neck where it's comfortable. 5, maybe 6 out of 10 on my scale out of the box edge. They'll definitely get sharper if you do your part. They're pretty thin blades. They've got a little bit of flex to them, especially in the back half, but surprisingly stiff given how thin they are. Let's see, let's look at our cutting board profile. Here we go. So this is our cutting board profile. Kind of a good general purpose profile. You've got, it kind of rolls into the heel back here, but it's not a really huge flat spot, but you've got a flattish area in the back, maybe 40% of the blade, and then kind of a medium belly, and then a tip that's kind of an average kind of middle line of the blade sort of. And so let's see, we can get pretty high. They do a little more aggressive belly towards the tip, so we can get pretty high on a rock there without digging that tip in. So this will rock extremely well. A little bit of chopping towards the back. Glide cuts, push-pull cuts are going to be great. Tip draws, you're going to have to hold the handle pretty high just because of the way it's set up. But awesome for rocking. Again, a little bit of chopping area towards the back, but all in all, pretty versatile profile. So these are nice looking blades. This one's, they're extremely thin at the edge and the tip, high performers, and all stainless for easy maintenance. And really cool looking handles. This is the Hatsukokoro VG5 Hayabusa Gyuto 210mm knife from Chef Knives to Go.